Morning, everybody. This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Jenny. Good morning, Chelsea. Hey, Tracy and Jen. Good morning, Noor. Good morning, Melissa. Well, I just fired this up finally. I have been struggling for the last 15 minutes to get a signal. So I'm hoping that this has a strong enough Wi-Fi for you guys today, but it took forever for Facebook to load and come on screen. Hey, Audra. Hey, Amanda. Good morning, Jerry. This is Kimba Tiger. He is currently on his month-long vacation out in our 2.5 acre vacation rotation. However, we have implemented some changes in the way that we clean Manny and Kimba. And so while Kimba's on vacation, you're going to notice that every morning we come around and we close lockouts. And then when we come back around to feed him breakfast, which is what I did this morning, then we close the door between him in the roof section and the open air section. That way, when the cleaner, who will be Afton today, comes out to clean him, she will do his full open air section first without him in it. Once she has pulled any kind of debris or anything out of the enclosure that she needs to, then she'll come up front here where he is in the roof section. She will open that door. He will eagerly walk out into the open air section, and then she'll clean this roof section. And then after she's done with that, he'll have full access to both. And so that is the process. So if you're wondering why every single day Kimba stays in his roof section for a little bit, that is the reason. And so Manny will be the same way, where we have to have a door down between us and him in the section that he is versus the section we're cleaning. So anyway, what I was going to do, and I'm going to drive a direction you guys don't always get to see. I'm always on the other road. This is the road out past our vacation rotation, where the tunnel that connects Jasmine and Sapphire and the Guatemala boys and Kali to vacation. So you can see right now the tunnel is closed up. But if you watch a lot of our lives, you've seen it all put together, and it goes all the way down there to connect all of those enclosures. And it cuts off in the road here, and then it connects to the side of the cage there. So what I was gonna do is, my goal is to get over to see Max Tiger. Max Tiger is the cat of the day for his January birthday, which we're guesstimating him to be around maybe 12 years old. This is basically like swampland out here. It's very marshy. And just the other day, Victor and Jamie and I spotted a baby bald eagle out here, which is absolutely amazing. We've seen red foxes, other kinds of cool animals. There's always different kinds of birds hanging out here. Vultures, of course. But we can't just pass Nikita without seeing what she's up to. So as we come around the corner here, thank you, Doris, for the donation. You'll see that this is Nikita's enclosure over here. She is kind of in a section all by herself. Kimba, when he's home, he can see her. They don't really seem to bother each other too much. I think Nikita is still in her roof section because she has a water bowl in the open air section, which has to be cleaned without her being over there. So that is probably where she's at. Yep, gloriously in the sunshine. But I don't want to stress her out, so I'm not going to go behind the barricade. And that's because she's going to keep wanting to walk me over to the door to her open air, and I can't let her over there. So here's Miss Nikita. She's our only lion. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Deb. Hey, Cassie. Nor I love foxes too. They are amazing. So that has been really cool to see foxes here before. Hey, Mary. Thanks for joining us. We just got started. Just kind of did a little intro explanation about Kimba out on vacation. But this is Nikki. Yep, she is soaking up the sun. It is a cold morning. All of us underestimated. None of us dressed properly because yesterday it got to be so mild in the low 60s. I think we just felt like today would be the same, but it was in the 40s and we were all scrambling for scarves and gloves and jackets and time to clean our feet after breakfast. So how's everyone doing? How's your Tuesday? Doesn't she look magical in the sun? That is still number one on my ultimate goal list, is to see lions roaming free in Africa, early morning, late evening light. I would really, really love that. Hey, Robin. Hey, when do you come back, Robin? Very exciting. Probably my favorite news so far in 2021. 38 degrees near Orlando. Yikes. Yep. I know there were frost alerts for northern counties, but it's only a couple hours east of here. The birds are very active this morning too. Lots of yelling going on. Thank you, Dorothy, for the donation. Really appreciate that. Robin starts Monday the 25th. Wow, that's like real soon. Cool. Do you hear that, Nick? Thank you, Susan, for the donation. I know, Deb, I always feel guilty talking about the weather here, knowing where you are. But hey, I did spend 30 years of my life in that type of weather, so I at least can speak from experience. Born and raised in Ohio, and ooh, lake effect snow and it's very sporadic weather. Is that leaf in your face? You're the one that laid there. Yeah, I didn't want to walk up to her because when she's in her roof section waiting, let me kind of show you guys. So she has breakfast right here in this big lockout. And she has this whole roof section that goes all the way around the corner. And then beyond that is a big open air section without a roof on it. And that is her favorite spot to be, other than eating in her lockout. And there's a water bowl out there, and we have to put our hands in order to drain it and scrub it and refill it. So until that gets done every day after feeding, she has to just patiently wait. And the moment she sees somebody who's like her cleaner or walking up to her, she gets very antsy and wants to go out, and I'm not her cleaner, so I can't open that door for her, and I don't want to make her upset at me. Wow, so it was in the 30s in Baltimore and in Orlando? That's crazy. 10 degrees in Minneapolis. Oh, good grief. I feel like I should get on Amazon and send you like all the heated blankets in the world. Snow later, but 19 out. Ooh. All right, pretty girl. Should we go see the man of the hour? Now I'm gonna apologize now because like I said when I was trying to go live earlier, it just would not connect, and so I'm guessing there's some kind of cellular glitch happening today. And the enclosure that Max is in is notorious for not having very good reception. So if it freezes or it drops, just close it and then come back, because that does seem to happen in this section of the sanctuary. So it looks like he's comfy up on a platform, which is awesome. Otherwise, you have to try to keep up with his energy. So we'll go around the corner. There's Kali all passed out right outside of her lockout. Have a good day at work, Liz. Okay, I think that leaves enough room. Let's go see this Maxie. Close the door. So, all of this that you see in front of me is Max. So he has this big section with a pool and a platform and a big den, and it's cut into 2 sections. He's got this den, this big platform. There is a tunnel here that goes under this staircase that loops around to connect his 2 cages together. So if I want to go up and over to see Max on his platform, cage right in front of me is where Kimba usually is. That's his home enclosure. Since he's out on vacation, they have been raking and repairing. He's doing a wonderful job at destroying his platforms on a regular basis. So always repairing something there. Maxie Moo! Did you eat all your breakfast, sir? Oh, yes you did. Happy birthday, my boy. That's the birthday boy. That's the birthday boy. So this is Max. We have a Max Bobcat, and so we refer to him as Max Tiger. He arrived in November of 2019 from Guatemala when ADI, that's Animal Defenders International, went in to rescue a bunch of lions and tigers from Guatemala that were all being used in circuses. And it took a lot of effort to hunt down the last group that kind of went underground and was hiding, and it took many, many, many months. We knew we were rescuing 3 of them here at Big Cat Rescue for over a year. And it just kept feeling like it was never gonna happen. We were never gonna get them here. And then finally they arrived. So Max, we thought, was approximately about 10 years old when he arrived. And since we give all of our cats that we do not have exact birthdays for a January 1st of whatever year we think age-wise, that meant that he arrived in November as 10, and then he turned 11 last January, so we're saying that he's 12 this year. Did I do too much talking? He's like, oh, it's a chuff that he's making. He's got a morning walking routine. So this is a circular bubble here, and then he kind of slinks around. He likes to stalk and chase things from his platform. I just don't think he knows where he wants to go. Where are you going? Yep, Max definitely has a full belly. These boys eat between 15 and 17 pounds of food a day. I think that's Kimba calling out on vacation. It's a tiger. It could be, I don't think that's Jasmine. That sounds like it might be Kimba. Is that your friend? He doesn't know where he wants to go. Good morning, Mimi. Where are you going? Am I just talking too much? At least I didn't bring everybody over here to sing happy birthday. I'm sure he'd hate that. There are only a few cats that'll tolerate something like that, and the Guatemala boy is not so much. Yeah, these guys literally lived for a decade in circus wagons, badly beaten and abused so that they would perform. They all have lifetime scars on their bodies. Max's is right on his forehead. Handsome man. Oh, yes, you're very handsome. All right, I can let you be, bud. Thank you, Janet, for the donation. Desi, we have about 53 permanent residents. We have one rehab bobcat that will be released back into the wild when she's old enough. Yeah, it's 52 or 53. I always say just over 50 so that I can be politically correct. All right, Maxie, have a great day, bud. So let's pop over and see what Simba Tiger's doing real quick. We'll be celebrating his January birthday very soon as well. But since we've already kind of seen Kimba, so again, Max is over there. That's his preferred area, but he can walk down this tunnel. And then he can walk through this tunnel. And this is what his enclosure looks like on this side. And all of his doors are up, so he's totally allowed to go wherever he wants. He just really prefers that particular bubble, and I think it's because there's not as many golf carts, and it's a little more off of like the path that most of us use. Like, not many people use that roadway right over there, but we all use this one right here. So my guess is that's why he prefers it over there. Well, Simba's up peeing on everything, so let's go see what he's... It's really hard to get these gates with one hand when your fingers are ice cold. Thank you, Ian, very much for the donation. Simba! Ooh. So Simba Tiger also came with Max and Kimba. These three boys were our last rescue of 2019. Ooh, hi. No, Max does not have access to Kimba's area, and that's because they're working on it. It needs a lot of maintenance. A lot of maintenance. Doing what tigers do, peeing on everything. Just glad you're picking your trees instead of me. You know, probably the saddest thing I would say in general about being a keeper to these amazing animals is knowing that they can never ever go free. Something that people just don't understand. I literally hear this every single day, probably a minimum of 10 times, whether it's in a comment or a message from someone. It's always, why can't you just set them free? Well, that's because some selfish human being thought that they needed to be bred and hand-raised and handled by people in areas that they're not native to. You cannot just open a cage and let a tiger out in Florida. They are not from here. They were not raised by their mothers. Most of them have a ton of health issues. When we rescue these animals, most of them are missing teeth, or they've been declawed, or they have just an array of medical issues. Simba here, we believe, is almost fully declawed on his front 2 feet. I mean, these cats would never survive in the wild. They cannot just be set free. And people that say that, and I don't want to be mean because I get it, a lot of people don't like to do their own research, and they blindly go through life assuming and not asking questions in a proper manner. But once people realize, oh, you're right, you can't just let this tiger go in Florida, and you also can't stick him on a plane, send him to India, and expect him to be able to survive. He's been raised by people. They'll kill him immediately because he's gonna associate people with food. So, in our opinion, these cats should never be bred for a life in captivity to begin with. So you gotta stop the breeding if you don't want to see these animals in cages. Yeah, exactly. In the wild, cats will roam hundreds of square miles. They're finding mates, they're hunting, they're defending territory. They're very, very busy. In captivity, there's not much for them to do. So we make our enclosures as big as possible. It's impossible for you to see a full enclosure from one screenshot right here. So I started doing home tours. Those are at dailybigcat.com. It takes at least 10 to 12 minutes to walk around every single enclosure, if not more. So you can find those at dailybigcat.com. There's a home tour playlist. Simba here has one, so you can see the true the true size. And so if you don't like seeing cats in cages, like we don't, you know, the thing you need to do is start educating yourself, start educating the people around you, and help us, you know, create better laws. So we reintroduced the bill, the Big Cat Public Safety Act. It's number HR 263. And you can contact your legislators very, very easily if you go to bigcatact.com. I'm gonna walk down and see Kali. Yeah, Simba, I think, actually pees on a lot of people. I don't know how many people admit to it, but he's very sneaky. And he's all boy, so that's what he's doing all the time. Let's pop over here and see Miss Kali. Kali was one of those cats, born and raised. She was legit born in a circus travel wagon. She was kept as a pet, bottle fed, even though she was a full-grown tiger, kept on a chain leash. Hi, sweetheart. She's the best tiger in the world. Yes, you are. She's 20 years old. Your neighbor's just a youngin' at 12, or almost 12. Yep, HR 263, it passed in the House at the end of last year, but the session ended, so we gotta start all over. See, you guys can see it's cold because you can see her breath. I'm not exaggerating. Don't these cats look so beautiful in the morning sunlight? It's insane. So pretty. Super pretty. Yeah, super pretty. Yep, this is Cully. Thank you to everybody who shares these live feeds. That really helps us reach new audience members, new people that want to ask questions and want to learn. Yeah, there's about 5 questions, and you can ask any of our online moderators, any of our staff members, any of our volunteers that help out in any capacity online and tours and things like that. There's like at least a top 5 questions that we're asked probably 100 times a day, and it's the same question over and over again. But why can't they go free is a big one. I wish we could like take out a public service announcement that would play like on every radio station forever. Just like something, or a TV commercial, I don't know, something that just explains that. Because it's mind-blowing. I get it why some people might not put it all together, but like, I don't know, it seems pretty obvious to me. And Kimberly just asked the other most asked question, do we pet them? No, we do not. We are a legitimate accredited sanctuary. We're accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries. So we're held to a very high standard. We do not buy, sell, trade, breed, or touch any of the animals here. And not only because it's part of our accreditation, but because we find it very dangerous and very disrespectful. These cats would never let you touch them in the wild, ever. And if they did, that'd be the last thing you did. It is not something that we feel is worth the risk. They're not going to enjoy it. It's dangerous. We bond with these cats in many other ways. We bond with them because we come out and we feed them, we talk to them, we read books to them, we give them treats and enrichment. So we do not buy, touch, breed, trade, sell. We don't allow any public contact. We don't take any of the animals off property so that people can touch them and stress them out by taking them to the mall or a classroom or whatever. There's so many other tools out there that people can learn about these animals without having to put the animal through that kind of stress. So why can't they go free, and do you pet them? 2 top questions. Let's see if we can get all 5 going today. So I know I did see somebody earlier ask about Pharaoh. So I haven't heard much, but I went out to the rehab hospital to take care of Pocus this morning and peeked in on him, and so it looks like Afton let him out of the squeeze cage back into the main cage, and he was sitting there awake. I don't know if anybody has like offered him food or any of that, so but he did wake up, and we'll just be taking it moment by moment with Pharaoh. Yeah, she's got her solar panels out. Thank you, Donald. I really appreciate that. We try very hard. We absolutely love these animals. We don't want to see them live their life in cages. We want to put an end to the breeding and to the private ownership. These guys should never have to live on concrete or rock, which is what you're gonna see when somebody owns one of these in their backyard. You know, some of the cats that have come here over the years have never felt like the real earth under their feet before. So it's just one of those things where we all have to be the voice for them. And I know that there's a lot of people that think, oh, you know, the cats would enjoy, you know, a friend, or they would enjoy being pet or cuddled or whatever, but that is a human emotion. That is not an animal emotion, and it's very selfish to put your wants and beliefs on an animal like that. I mean, I'd say she looks pretty content, so I don't know why anyone would think that our animals aren't taken care of here. She is in snooze land. All right, let me head back to my cart here. So somebody I know that we celebrated, actually two groups that we celebrated earlier this month. I don't know if we've really seen them much on lives lately. So I'm just gonna pop over and we're gonna see if Des, Serval, or Max and Marianne are out. Let me move my cart with us. And that's probably where we're gonna wrap up for today. So we have just over 50 cats on 67 acres here. Every section of our enclosures is between 1,200 and 1,800 square feet. Bigger than a lot of houses. You just, again, you can't tell from one view. Oh, hi, sweet boy. There's Desi. Hi, mister. Oh, I lost the gate. I gotta close the gate. Thank you, Grace, for the donation. Sorry, guys, I have to fumble with this gate, and it's a swinging one, so it got away from me. Hi, sweet boy. This is Des. Des is a three-legged serval. He has lived here for over a decade now. When he was originally found, he was found starving to death on the side of the road in Arizona. Yeah. He only had 3 legs. He's got a lot of arthritis because of only having 3 legs. He's on a pain management system, so he gets AM and PM meds just to help alleviate and help with all of those ailments. You can see he's got a really big mat on his shoulder. A little birdie told me that Des and Ginger are the next 2 that will be having vet exams. Don't know when that will be, but I've heard that that's what's gonna happen. What are you doing? Are you grumbling? Des grumbles at me a lot in the same way that Running Bear does. Gonna stay warm in his den or go out the other side? Des is one of those cats we don't always see that often because he gets pretty grumbly with me. So you can see we need to take him in and get him groomed. He won't allow us to like groom him the way we can groom some of the other cats. We use these long metal retractable scratchers that have like little claws on the end, and so we're able to kind of brush them and pull those mats out like that. But he does not allow it, at least not for very long. I know Mama Becky and Afton had been trying for quite some time, and he just was not having it, so he'll have to be seen by Dr. Justin. So you'll see he has to get cozy so that he can do some grooming. It's definitely a challenge to have a disability like that, but he has been here for over 10 years, and he'll still beat you to the feeding lockout, like real fast. He's much faster than you would think. Uh-oh, I see somebody. Sorry, have I missed something that Kimberly said? I only see half of a comment as they roll by. Desi! It's like, go away, I need to groom, and you're just like all up in my stuff. He's so handsome. If you want to sponsor a cat like Des, you can do that at bigcatrescue.biz. He's got those little sticky green things on his cheeks. All right, let's go see if we can maybe end on some bobcat cuteness. Let's see if Max and Marianne are out. They might be cuddled somewhere. Okay, great. Yeah, so the issue is when I'm live, unless I'm standing still or I'm near one of the smaller cats, that is when I'm spending time actually reading the screen. When I'm walking, driving, or I'm near one of the big cats, I'm only focusing on where I'm walking or the cat. Hi, Marianne. This is Marianne Bobcat. But there are tons of moderators in the comments that are always ready to answer your questions. Marianne, where's Max? Where's Maxie? She's got that look on her face like, I don't know, but if I see him, I'm gonna pounce on him. You gonna pounce on him? Where's he at? Jenny, I get nothing done on these lives either. This is a very small portion of what I spend my day doing. This morning I actually helped feed the cats. I'm gonna do this live, and then I've got 2 rehab squirrels to go take care of, and then I'll finally be at my desk to start accomplishing other things. But for me, this is always one of the best ways to start the day. I just really appreciate when people, you know, really want to learn and they're really curious about the cats, and you know, they keep coming back time and time again and trying to learn their personalities, and then they eventually sponsor them, and that's what makes it all worth it for me. Hi, lady. Where's your boy? So big cats are solitary by nature. The only time cats usually get together is to create little ones, raise them for a while, and then eventually they tell the babies to go on, start your own life. And so generally not a lot other than lions. Lions obviously live in prides. And you'll see bobcats and lynx in like sibling groups and things like that for a while, but ultimately they always end up going off and starting their own life. And so we usually have the cats living in their own big spacious enclosures, because the reason that they don't, you know, live together very long is because they don't want to share space, and they don't want to compete for food or compete for toys. So the exception to that rule here is if cats come in together and we can tell that they don't mind living together, we make sure they're spayed and neutered, and then they live together. We have also, on occasion, if the cats are younger and they show interest in having a playmate, we'll slowly introduce them and see how that goes. Max and Marianne are part of that. They did not come in together, but at a young age we decided to try. Same thing with Nabisco and Flint. Sue and Lakota came in together. Kelowna and Dryden came in together. Cyrus and Chaos came in together, but they proved that they did not want to live together. Where's Max? He is not on the platform. Where's Maxie? Marianne might be it. Usually I see him somewhere. He's hard to miss. He's like the second largest bobcat here. He might be the first. Shiloh lost a little weight. Shiloh has a bad back knee, so we've got to watch his weight. So yeah, I think Marianne's gonna be it. Miss Marianne. You can see that they still have their Christmas trees because they're not brown and crumbly yet. Yeah, I wasn't able to, I tried to schedule a post yesterday on my public profile because I've been featuring one cat a day that was on the low sponsorship list, meaning they had the fewer number of sponsors, and it didn't post. So I'll get back on that today. But you guys have done an amazing job. Max and Marianne were on the low list. Marianne only had 2 sponsors in 2020. I think Max had 3. And Hutch has like 20 now, so that's amazing. He was our lowest sponsored cat last year. So now we got to focus on all the ones in the middle. So I'll keep posting that, and it's going to change every month too. So I mean, here we're already almost at the end of January, so it'll be really fun to see the new numbers, and I'm just going to do my best day by day to feature a cat and let you guys know how they're doing. So thank you guys very, very much. And we'll let Marianne get back to her bobcat things. And you all can get back to work. And I can get to work. And I just really, really appreciate everybody who donated, everybody who shared, and everybody who helped each other out in the comments. Could not do any of this without you guys. So thank you. And have a great rest of your day.